Hey everybody! So today I am going to do a flip through video of my Hobonichi Techo 2018 Cousin Avec edition. So I already did, I'm not going to call it a half flip because it's more like a quarter flip, because Avec editions are split into 2 books, each book holding 6 months. So technically when we do a halfway video, it's technically a quarter of the way through the year. So I'm just gonna go ahead and flip through this whole thing and break it down and explain it. Feel free if you want to, speed through if you've already watched the other one. But just to simplify matters, I'm gonna do it like this. I might try to edit it and post a halfway or another quarter way version later and play around with some editing equipment. But let's get down into it because this video is already going to be long enough as it is. So I don't do anything with my yearly outlook. One really cool idea that I've seen though is to highlight where you want to post on YouTube and then bubble in where you actually do. My friend Taylor Ann does that. So this is my tracker page. Look at how pretty that little design is. I do not know who I stole this design from. I looked everywhere trying to figure it out, but I can't find it. So every day, every day and every month I track my steps. If I hit 10,000, I track my power hours, I track my water, I track working out, my vitamins and medicine, my calories. In this particular book, I tracked journaling. I tracked social media posts, and then I kind of went off the wall with some stuff. Like I did a waist trainer for a while, cleaning up, no takeout, no spend. I don't know what else I'm looking. I'm trying to look at it and see what other crazy things, but that was kind of it. My setup for 2019 is a little bit different. I'm going to post both of those videos today if I can get good connection to do so. So I'm trying to change things up a little bit after I've kind of got my bearings with my Hobonichi. November was not a good tracking month, and the end of October wasn't really either. I kind of took to doing these little blurbs at the end of the month just to see how I feel. I was not very positive with myself. Like I was not celebrating any small victories, so I don't really like that. I need to do it. I just need to be more positive about it. I used the next set of tracker pages to track upcoming things. So this was all into 2019, and this allowed me to just kind of document and pre-plan so that I would know going into the next book some things to pay attention to, which is fun. So I think a lot of people used it similar. They used one set as a tracker page and then one set as a date tracker page. So my June and my January I used as kind of like a 1 line a day thing. That was really cool. I really liked how it turned out the first time, and it was my beginning into Hobonichi. So I was really excited that it turned out as pretty as it did. I used lots of Happy Planner stickers, and then these 2 guys are from Agenda 52, and a cute little Tim Holtz stamp that I colored in. I use my borders as budget tracking, so that's been really, really helpful to have just in 1 month format. Have it on the sidebar. It doesn't take up a ton of space. It doesn't get lost in my weekly spreads because it wouldn't make sense there. This is perfect. It just tells me what bills I need to pay with what paycheck. So that's perfect. And then I use the monthly layouts as a fitness tracker. So some of these I filled them in beforehand, and some of these I thought, okay, I'll fill it in as I go. And then that's how this happened. It was ugly. And this happened. So yeah, there was a lot of trial and error with using the monthly layout as a fitness tracker. This month I'm actually trying again with the filling it in as I go, but I'm trying something different and writing what I would like to do as my workout on my weekly spread for that day. So that's helped. We'll see how that goes in actual practice mode. I've written it down. We'll just see if it actually works now. This is just a cute little happy planner sticker. Everything else is in pen and mild liner gorgeousness. Same with this. This was ugly. These little guys are just some cute little happy planner stickers that I threw in there. This great washi tape. So my theory was that for every lazy day that I had, I would put a piece of the sloth washi tape. That was a great and cute idea. It was not supposed to be an entire page of tape though, so not so great. This is a happy planner sticker from the mini Choose Happy set, and then both of these, I believe, this might be a Hobby Lobby one, but this bottom one is a Joann's one. It was from the same pack, I think, that the sloth one came in. Again, this was my one line a day, so we have our Agenda 52 stickers, and we have our Happy Planner stickers, just super simple. So when I first got the book, I got it in April, so I had plenty of time to prep it for June, July, all of that. I was really excited, and I painted a lot, and I decorated a lot. So that being said, I tried a bunch of different things. So I was doing some weather stuff up here. These are all Agenda 52 stickers. I used the gorgeous Jane Davenport watercolors to do this. I was charting fitness at the bottom. It was really similar to how I had my Happy Planner structure, and I think that helped me, like already coming in with some type of structure. And then this is set up so great that it was just easy to kind of jump into. So I was doing more of like to-dos up here, hour by hour through here, and fitness at the bottom, and then weekly to-dos over here. This is kind of a mixture. So we've got Jane Davenport washi, we've got Jane Davenport paint, we've got some Agenda 52 stickers, we've got Happy Planner stuff, and then this little guy I think is actually Heidi Swap. Yeah, I think that's a Heidi Swap washi tape. More Jane Davenport colors and washi, cute little Agenda 52 thing, a little Happy Planner coffee mug. I swear I was so paranoid thinking I was going to run out of coffee stickers, and then I realized how many packs of stickers that I have with that coffee cup in it or other coffee cups in it. So I don't think that's going to happen, which is really exciting. Cute little Tim Holtz stamp and washi, more Jane Davenport watercolors. I'm kind of blowing through these a little bit faster, just so that we can make this video not 9 hours long, but also because there's already a quarter flip through video. These were all, including that one, they were all Happy Planner, and then these guys were Agenda 52. This is actually the Dylusions black paint, and I used the white here, and it kind of created that purpley color. I think, oh no, I just used the stencil and did the black over top maybe. I'm not sure what I did, how I did that. Thoughts. Oh, I did. I painted this black, and then I used the white over top of it, and I think at that point I went back and watercolored over it maybe a little bit, I think is what happened. Not entirely certain. That's what I'm going to go with. And then this is just the really pretty stencil that it was. I did not like how this turned out. Blacking out all of this made me so frustrated, and it took up space that I couldn't use. I was not happy. These, I think, are Hobby Lobby washies. That's definitely an Agenda 52 sticker. This is the Dylusions purple paint. I think it's a lilac something. And a Tim Holtz stencil that I have. Some cute Jane Davenport washi, and great little stickers from, I think it was the Glam Girl pack in Happy Planner. these are Heidi Swap washies. And then we've got Great Happy Planner stickers floating around in here. I do use a Pilot G2.38 pen. You can get it in black and blue and green and red. I wish they'd come out with a purple and a pink. That'd be swell. I'm sure in time. These are lots of Happy Planner fitness stickers. I think I was reinvigorated to try to get back on that healthy train. More Happy Planner wellness fitness stickers. Great Heidi Swap washi. And then a cute little Happy Planner sticker. I hope everything is like in good camera view. I didn't even think about that until now. Great Heidi Swap washi. Even that, it's like a cut down one. And it just says, wander often. I don't know if you guys can see that. I didn't really decorate on that page. Or this one. This was a mess. So, I used the Dilutions sprays and it bled right through and it was a mess. I think that's what I love so much about Hobonichi is even though it's art friendly and it's mixed media friendly, it is not alcohol based friendly. So anything that was alcohol based didn't work. So Copic markers didn't work. These sprays didn't work. It was messy. They had issues. But it was really cool to play and experiment with it and learn what would and would not work and still kind of have the crafty messes and that experimenting space. I think I kind of stopped decorating here for a while unless I had already pre-planned it. These are some Tim Holtz Halloween stamps. Another Tim Holtz stamp. I did not like how planned everything looked after a while. In my setup video, I talk about that a lot, how I really did not set up the same way. I left myself a lot of creative room and I'm really glad for it. It's so much prettier. It's so much more organic and natural and daily based. So it's been really fun to start a new one and learn tricks of the trade. This is a great little Woodlands washi tape from Joann's. None of this is decorated. It's going to make my flip through video so much faster for 2019 because it's literally just like this, not decorated at all. This is my letter to myself. It was very rambly because I was trying to finish it before the party got started. And it was just very interesting. And I had some catching up to do. So I was very tired by the end of it. But it looks like I wrote my resolutions down and all of that jazz. So now going into all the pretty creative goodness that this is. My first thought was to use this page kind of like how the Happy Planner has their opening monthly page with the birthdays. This does not work for me at all. I will never see this page again. I will never look at it again at all. So I've taken to writing birthdays on the day that they actually happen, and then I highlight them or check them off whenever I have wished that person a happy birthday and call it a day. So disclaimer, I am going to curse a lot in writing. So if you are of a certain age that you should not be listening to me cursing or listening to things that are of an adult nature, you may not want to flip through this or maybe get some kind of permission. Just saying. There's no censorship in this at all. There's a lot of inappropriateness in my 2019 one already. So when I first got the book, like I said, I had already prepped it a lot. So like this pretty page was already prepped, had the cute little stamp going on, but also I was brain dumping a lot. So I just journaled a lot. I don't know the brand of this stamp. Don't have a clue. That is a Tim Holtz stamp for sure. don't know where this one came from. I drew those. So this is just lots of just word vomit. Lots of it. And me playing with brush pens. Don't know where that is from. But yeah, this was a lot of brush pens and just regular pens and using Tim Holtz stamp. I think these are all Tim Holtz stamps too. Yeah. As you can see from some of the headings, super inappropriate. So please, I wouldn't recommend you read this either. Cute little tea bag holder thing. Not the tea bag, but little tea distinguisher. We're going to call it that because it makes it sound very fancy. So yeah, this was just like I said, word vomit on top of word vomit. Sorry, I kind of like lost my train of thought there. Just lots of word vomit, lots of practicing headings and letterings, and just kind of, I think I had expectations of what I wanted it to look like, and I was very frustrated because I had a lot bouncing around in my brain and I couldn't make it look pretty at all. These are Tim Holtz stamps, in case I didn't say that. Tim Holtz stamp. I think I just went through my Tim Holtz stamps and randomly stamped through here. There was really no rhyme or reason. A lot of the brush pens that I used are the Prismacolor. I like them. They're very small. They're very fine point and they're easy to learn with. It's so funny to look at my hand lettering here and then see how pretty it is towards the end. It's so pretty. These are Graphic 45 stamps, I believe. These are Jane Davenport washies. This is that really pretty metallic spray from Tim Holtz. I just loved this metallic prettiness. This was actually a really good weekend, I think. This was a really good weekend. And concert days. That was really nice. Gertie turned 3, so I did a little stamp for him, and I don't know where that's from. See, I didn't even use my August. I didn't even use it, and I don't think I really do anything. Okay. I just realized this is the first month spread after that, I think, maybe. I don't know. But this was all I did. That was all Heidi Shine, and it kept sticking to the opposite page, so it was really a mess. You have to let these dry so bad. Like, I always suggest if you're going to do a bunch of these, like, spray inky things like this, whether it's Heidi Shine or the Tim Holtz, let it sit overnight. Don't try to play with it. Like, you got to pre-plan to want to do that. This was the Dilutions ink again. It was a mess and bled straight through. So gross. This is a pretty Jane Davenport stamp. I'm not going to bother with, like, explaining or reading any of this. That's a cute little stamp from Tim Holtz. This was the Copic marker nonsense. I loved how pretty and fat. That was, like, the prettiest brush lettering I'd ever seen in my life. So I hate that this paper can't take it. It's funny, though, because the gray didn't really go through here, and I was prepared for it too, so maybe I'll have to find that gray pen because I love how fat that brush lettering is. Oh, the little bitty bird. These are Tim Holtz stamps. This is great distress ink from Tim Holtz. This was my awesome financial planning skills. And it was so funny, though, because I had just blank pages that I needed to fill. So that was like the perfect thing to do with them, is just use them. These were the planter tags. So I decided to use them. And I spent, like, I think there's like a stretch in here where it's like all cursive. And I just went through and filled any blank pages that I had with paint. This, I had already done, I think, this stamp from Tim Holtz. But I just went like Hobonichi catch up crazy one weekend. I think it was over Labor Day weekend. that actually makes sense. It was Labor Day weekend and I had to fill in a bunch of space. This is washi from Hobby Lobby. This is another, and I did it with the summer solstice in my 2019 book. So I wasn't paying attention that this was not the 22nd of September. And so I put a fall leaf to designate for fall beginning technically. And it was the wrong day. And all I did was like write about whatever plant it was just to fill up space. It was awful. But yeah, I had to fill in a lot. I don't think I'm missing anything. That is a Tim Holtz stamp. More Tim Holtz stamps. These are just some cute photos of stuff from August, really. So this is, I just like wrote myself like a big whiny letter, I think, that day. And I was backtracking to do all of the journaling and catching up on that because I had been living life and it was great. And I was having a crabby weekend. So I just took to the Hobonichi and ran with it. This is Stays On Ink Bleed Through. I like literally could not imagine that that was going to happen. So we've got, we have a Queen of the Night plant. Actually, we have like 12 of them out in the yard, and they're really cool. They only bloom at night. If you get on my Instagram, you can see time lapses that we put up. I say we, my family and I, put them up, and then we actually planted flowers, I think, the weekend prior to this. So I was just kind of like still trying to fill space and use up the planter tags. That's kind of like the first real life ephemera that started going in here. This is when I start getting excited with photos and putting stuff in. Still lots of word vomit. Tim Holtz stamp that turned out like crap with the Stays On ink and it bled through. So this is a great Jane Davenport face stamp that I got really crazy with some Medusa hair because I was using a pen I had little control with. And then this is a great little Tim Holtz doodad. Oh, so I don't know that I really talk about my writing. I'm not a big fan of it because it looks really inappropriate. And so I don't want to give any more details than the headings already give it sometimes. But my friend Maddie, she does card reads with medicine cards. And so when she started doing them for me, I really wasn't writing anything down because I didn't have the book yet. But then I thought, how cool would this be to be able to look back on? And it was great. Those are some of my favorite moments, actually. Really pretty Tim Holtz butterfly stamp that I watercolored over. That was really pretty and fun to do. I have no idea where that came from. I think it's like a really, really weird off-brand name. And my mom got it at like a stamp show a million years ago. Like they're actually loose rubber stamps that you have to put on a clear block. Still, it's like old school. This is what I was talking about when I said I had stamped in advance, and then I was like, oh, well, it'll give me the opportunity to watch Wizard of Oz, and I can journal about it, and it can be like a prompt. Totally not what happened. Not at all. I didn't watch it at all. I couldn't even tell you the last time I actually watched Wizard of Oz. This was a very epic brunch day. This was such a good day. When the weather really started to like cool off in September, it was fantastic getting ready to go into October. Like the weather was great and we tried to be outside as much as we could and do stuff. This was like the day right here. This is like, I had an epiphany. I watched Amy Tangerine videos, Taylor Ann videos. I was energized. I was ready to go. I was all about trying to make my Hobonichi pretty. So, ta-da, this is where it kind of starts. And it does get a little bit better. I have some slip moments, admittedly. But yeah, it was definitely, it's funny that it looks so pretty and it's so great because this day right here and this day right here were awful. They were completely awful. The pages look really cool, but it was awful. I was miserable. I was tired. I got really drunk. Called my best friend Maddie. It was just train wreck express right there. It was bad. So by Saturday, sleeping in was a necessity. And I had friends in town. Oh, I remember that Saturday I got kind of kidnapped. I remember that now. Oh my gosh. See, that's the great thing about the headings where I'm like, oh, I kind of remember that now. So I'm glad that I word vomit as much as I do. Super great. So this is kind of a look into the crystal ball of what is to come for 2019 and what I end up doing with these pages. I leave them blank for the month, and the last day of the month I scroll through and I pick some of my favorite pictures and I put them up here, and it's like a highlight reel. And I really liked that because I don't always have time to print pictures the day of. And then what I've kind of taken to is going back and taping them in where they belong as well if I can't fit them here. But this was really, really fun. So I did a picture of Jeff and I for his first Halloween Horror Nights experience. He was very, very drunk when that picture was taken. There's a picture right after it where his eyes are like halfway open, so it was really great. Daisy kept climbing up in my lap, and I was just drinking coffee and watching him do yard work, so it was just a very calming experience. And so I enjoyed that she was just sitting in my lap and I was like in my pajamas just drinking my coffee. And then I love Halloween, and I was a little glampy vamp, so I had this great 1950s skirt on, and I had like a bodysuit that was off shoulder. It was really, really cute. Kind of going with it. And then I threw some fangs in, called it a day, curled my hair. This is a friend of mine. This was her save the date. She's no longer getting married, but we're not here to talk about that. This was the receipt getting ready for the trip that you're going to see here in a minute, and me playing with my little Tombow pens. Me playing with Tombow pens and trying to fill space. Again, this is like where we're going to get really, really pretty. So doing the whole mild lighter and then writing over it with pen, using more stickers and doing different lettering and not making it so uniform and kind of writing all over the place. I had to obviously come back and do these. I couldn't do them on the trip. So these were all like done the weekend following, I think, but these are some of my favorite things. Like, these are some of my favorite pages. I think in the flip through, this is like where I stopped it at. This is like the cover photo on Instagram. This trip was wonderful. I did not expect the little beach edition of Jacksonville to make the trip, but now looking forward to my birthday in like 2 months, I want to go to Jacksonville if it's warm enough. It was the best little hidden treasure ever. I loved it so much, beyond words. I know I sound really excited, but really, it was beautiful. It was magical. It wasn't overcrowded. It wasn't busy. It was just calm. It was such a calm start before going into full-blown Disney mode and craziness. Even if I did get caught in a rip current and had really dumb blonde moments, I got to see the sunrise on the beach. I ate so much food, I about busted, but it was the best. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That was the best part of the trip. Literally, it was like an all downhill ride from there. Minus food. Food was really good. I kind of slipped right in here. I kind of got back to like that word vomit space. I love that. You'd make the worst vampire. And the only reason she said that is because I really would, because I eat garlic and tons of Italian food. So I would be a very bad vampire. These were actually really cool because they were the first Hobonichi weekend pages I did in real time. I was sitting on the porch upstairs and drinking my coffee and just being really calm, and did the Sunday page and then backtracked to do this. More word vomit and word vomit. I love, oh my gatitos. This is kind of pretty again. This was a very interesting weekend, I think, if I recall correctly. I was kind of throwing some temper tantrums because I was at home and I didn't want to be. This is a cute little hat. I really haven't been calling out stickers. I'm sorry. If there's something that you guys want to know, comment. This is actually me playing with a brush pen and my watercolor, so it turned out really ugly. But if you want to know what a particular washi is or sticker or stamp, let me know. I'm sorry. This is where I started getting into documenting full moons, and I use the whole spread. I'm doing it in 2019 too. I'm using like the whole page to break down new moons and full moons, just because it's something I'm really interested in. I ended up buying that color like 2 weeks ago. I loved it. It's this like super pretty reddish, almost brown if you look at it sometimes, but it was great. It was a perfect color. I loved it. This is me playing with that damn stencil again and trying to make it work, and it was awful. Tim Holtz washi and then some skull washi. I swear it took us forever to actually climb Stone Mountain. We didn't climb it that day either. No, we didn't. I remember that. And I had to go back over there later. I painted this actually. And I love that it took up my whole October page because that's what I was for Halloween. I had a blast. I looked really, really, really close to that. I didn't have a veil, but I did literally, it was like an off the shoulder thing like this. My hair was curled, and I wore similar makeup to that. It was really good. This is probably one of my favorite month intros, because it's just crafty and it's fun, and it was all done at different times. And then I took all of our pictures from the trip to North Georgia and threw them in here. And this is just the little envelope that I got from the front desk. I seriously encourage people to collect ephemera from places that you go for your Hobonichis, because it's so much fun. If you ever did junk journaling or smash booking, it's right up that alley, which I came from that background. So I use that Hobonichi space to fill that void now. I loved this little curiosity quote, and I highlighted little fun things. These are I did like a little pic collage of Banks because I'd had her for 3 years in November, on November the 3rd, and she definitely is my true love. Again, still trying to like learn and play and not word vomit so much. And I did the boho berry challenge, and so I was trying to make it work. This turned out so cute. It was, I don't know if the stamp was Tim Holtz, but the little girl ephemera is. And then this is all about a new moon. That was the only one I did like that where I had to tape it in. This was really pretty. These are actually, they are called, what are they? They're from Catherine Moore. That, like, they're I Love Paper Dolls. They're art. They're super artsy. I got them at a scrapbook show. And I hadn't used them yet, and I thought this would be like a perfect place to put it down, because if I wanted to go back and paint it, I could, and I never did. This is our little park pass from the weekend. These were our wine tasting. Oh, there, that's how I did it. These are our wine tasting sheets. I threw those in there. Our little park pass. This was great. This is the tag from this vintage doctor's bag that I got. After the wine tasting, I was sold on it beforehand, but the wine helped. This was really cute. I love that I had like the frog already stamped in there and I did all the flowers. It just ended up fitting a lot better than I thought. Stan Lee, when he passed away, I cut this little guy out and threw it in there because I love Marvel. And then I had like a calming tea tag. This actually got retweeted on Boho Berry's Twitter. So I don't have a Twitter, but she took it from Instagram and put it on there. And that was like the first kind of hand lettering anything I had put time and effort into. And I ended up doing a challenge in December, which we're going to see that. So I definitely am letting off on the word vomit by the end of the year. It started to get a lot prettier, a lot more, I'm not going to say organized because it's definitely not, but it was just more reflective of my art and not just word vomit. I was getting a little bit more creative, and it was more of a snapshot. I mean, lots of honesty, like we have cute little degrees and what we cooked and stuff like that. This was really pretty. I liked how that turned out. This day was ridiculous. I needed to catch up on pages and I was really, really frustrated. So he was like, what did the stickers say? And I'm like reading them and I'm frustrated. So all these like super happy stickers, I want to vomit because they don't make any sense to me. And I needed more sleep. So he brought me a glass of wine and just kind of like nudged me back into it, and I got it. It was fine. These are Christmas cards from the other advisor in our office and then my boss and his son. I did a Christmas shopping list and then just marked it off as I went. I just used a Project Life card. I didn't go back and do notes. I just thought about that I never really went back and wrote anything on there. These are definitely those really awesome snapshots of December. They were the highlight reel for sure. I struggled a lot through December just trying to get into the holiday mood. And I was doing this hand lettering challenge and it was exhausting. So it was really pretty and it definitely helped me get out of word vomit land, and it made the pages look really, really good. I was glad for that. This was so funny. So my friend Sarai was driving down the road and she saw nuns playing basketball. She was like, I didn't know they could do that. And I'm like, what do you mean, play basketball? She was like, yeah, I thought all they could do was eat, love, pray. And I just literally laughed so hard. And I call her Mama Bear. So I had these stickers that were bears and just threw them in there. This was one of my favorite hand lettering just because I love the quote, don't get your tinsel in a tangle. But I also loved using the Tim Holtz spray. I thought that just kind of made it. This is a really pretty page. He ended up actually getting me mistletoe. We never hung it and we never kissed under it, but it was really cool. Oh my God, chocolate pockets. We drank tequila that night and had like a big cooking escapade and it was wonderful and we all laughed. It was such a great night. I remember that now. This was one of my favorites. That turned out really pretty and dainty. This was really ugly. This was a mess. Thank God for washi tape to help cover. That was the ugliest though, by far. I almost did not post that picture because you had to post daily with it, which by the way, I did not like that challenge because I didn't feel really connected and I didn't feel like the people who ran the challenge were connected either. So like they weren't liking the stuff even though they were tagged in it. They weren't reposting like they said they were going to. It was just a mess. It was good practice, but it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. This was fantastic. So my nephews are old enough. They're not technically my nephews. My Aunt Sarah is just a little bit older than me. She's like 5 years older than me and we just get along really well. So we've just called me Aunt Becca with her kids, but her kids are old enough to like write their names and color cards and do all that. So having hand done cards from them and getting to see them and hand them their Christmas present for the first time in like 2 years was fantastic. And that's them. They're precious. I love So great. Tucker was really amused. He's the youngest with all the hand lettering. He thought it was really cool. This is great. This is my Fresh Balsam candle sticker. I recommend when your candle is hot, peeling it off. It helped a lot. I guess it like does something to the glue, so it helped. Cute little Tim Holtz stamps. This was one of the tags that my mom gave me from Binks, and I don't think it was from Binks, actually it was to her. It was her little dragon, because we always say that she looks like she wants dragons. The gingerbread one turned out really cute. It went through a lot of different stages and had a lot of helpful influence. This is really pretty, and this was really fun. I had gotten my really pretty watercolors from scrapbook.com, and so I did like a time lapse of testing them and doing this page, and it turned out really pretty. This is when I start stamping too. Yeah, this turned out great. I love this page, the best and the worst. I held on to that for a really long time. I kind of used the timetable. I was trying to use it as like a card tracker, and then I used the favorites page. I'm sad that there's no more 100, top 100 or my 100 page. I hope they bring that back. I think that's the end. Yeah, it's just that, and it's an address. But yeah, with the best worst, that was by far one of my favorite things to do, because at the end of every trip, we kind of started this tradition of, you know, what was the best, what was the worst, and it just kind of helped you reflect on the trip as a whole and laugh about things that didn't go according to plan. So it was really, really fun to do it as a page. And it was funny because something got added to the worst list that night because it was awful. Such an awful night. But yeah, overall, that is my Hobonichi Techo 2018 cousin. I'm so sorry this video is probably way longer than I intended or you intended, but feel free to fast forward and do what you need to do. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you feel creatively inspired. I hope that it makes you feel better, that it's okay to have ugly word vomit pages and make this space your own. And that's really what it's about. It's about journaling daily, being creative, being a planner, staying on track. It's such a great planner. I can't say enough good things. It's been the perfect place. I found my planner piece in it completely and totally. So I encourage you guys to give Hobonichi a try if you haven't. There's so many different styles and types you can pick from too. So happy 2019, bye 2018, happy crafty time, happy planning time, and have a happy, wonderful new year, everyone.